Hey everyone, Once Bitten here at the Battle Report. So this is one last pregame before the Colonial Carnage Grand Tournament that was held last weekend. I actually played several games since the last Battle Reports, and I just took a break from doing Battle Reports. I didn't take pictures. I didn't, obviously, after that, I couldn't do the report, and it was a nice break. I'm not stopping doing reports. There'll be a primary thing I do on this channel, I'm sure, but it was nice having a little bit of a break. I've also decided that this tournament was the last one for my beast herds. I'm going to pack them away for a while, so I was really looking forward to this. I have one pregame here, and then 5 tournament games, and then makes me a little sad. I'm going to put the beast herds away. So sorry for the blurry picture, but overall the board looks like that. Here on the left we have a unit of Skink Skyriders, behind him some Skink Braves. Then he has a Skink Captain on an Ancient Taurosaur. Now, as always, the list is in the description. You can check it out. But basically a monster. This thing does D3 impact hits, D6 impact hits. So that thing worries me because it's super high strength. In a game a long time ago, my Beastlord got charged from one of those and died just from the impact hits. Didn't like it a bit. Next to him are some snake swarms behind that. It's a Beastmaster, a beast. What's it called? A beast weapon? A weapon beast. Sorry. Then he's got his Cuatl Lord with a unit of Temple Guard. Then he's got a Saurian Warlord on his Alpha Carnosaur, and that thing. I mean, Saurian Warlords are always something to be feared, and on the Alpha Carnosaur, that thing is something that'll be tough. He's got a unit of Saurian Warriors, some skirmishing skinks, and then some more Skyriders. So starting on the far left, I've got a unit of feral Hounds, a Centaur Chieftain, a Gortach, a Chariot. I've got my big Longhorn unit with my level 4 Path of Nature, my General, and the Battle Standard Bearer. Another Chariot, 6 Minotaurs, another Gortach, another feral Hounds, and then Mongrel Raiders, and I'll be ambushing 2 units of 20 Wildhorns. So I know I'm going to get to go first, and I Vanguard up like that, and then I go first. And so a trick I love doing with this is taking that Centaur Chieftain, look at the top left. If I know that I can Vanguard him and then march him 16 inches. And if I can do that and be out of line of sight, I can't stop the temptation of him getting behind enemy lines and then just shooting stuff. I know he's vulnerable there. The Sky Riders can fly over him and drop rocks. I'm relying on his toughness 5 and 3 up armor save to protect him. And I tell you, curious if anybody has input on this. I had a hard time deciding who to shoot at. Should I shoot the Sky Riders or shoot at the Skink Captain on the Taurosaur? He could have shot at the Saurian Warlord, but I know that guy has a lucky shield, and so I want to shoot him with the Mongrel Raiders first before I waste a bolt or a shot at him. So that's Beast Herd's turn 1. Really nothing of significance happens in the magic phase. In shooting, I roll a 1, so literally nothing happens. We go to Saurian Ancients turn 1. So Sky Riders on the right drop some rocks on the unit of feral Hounds. They kill 2 of them, and they run like that. These guys drop rocks on the Centaur Chieftain's head, and this was great for me because not only did they not wound him, but now they're that much farther away from the action, which I really like. And then there's the rest of his movement. So, yeah, he moved his Skink Captain on the Taurosaur back, and I'm just not sure why he did that. I'm sure he had a reason. I just don't know I can't imagine what that reason is. But regardless, everything else really is just kind of huddling together there in the middle. Then you go to the shooting phase. I was so worried about him dropping rocks, that did nothing, but his shots did a wound. Now that's a little bit scary because this guy only has 2, so now I'm questioning my decision. We go to Beast Herd's turn 2. Despite questioning my decision, I move the Centaur Chieftain up, and he's going to shoot again at that thing. At least it's one monster I I have a chance to, I could probably kill him with 2 lucky shots. Let's see, if we look on the left, my Gortach charged his weapons beast and it fled right in front of my Wildhorns that just entered the table. I redirected and then charged the Beastmaster on the left, and he stood there and I failed the charge. Not the end of the world. I'm not too unhappy with where this guy's at. Over here on the right, my Chariot charged his Skinks. My opponent was really surprised when I did this, and so I inserted here the picture of what it was if you look in the lower right. So I've got my Chariot and then my Minotaurs and then those Skinks. And I think he put the Skinks there thinking that, I mean, the Minotaurs could charge to the left around them, but it's a long charge, and they were kind of semi-blocking the Source Warriors from getting charged. But Chariot is height 2, Minotaurs are height 2, or medium height, and then of course Skinks are small, and if you can see over your own height stuff. So I could see him. I was actually in easy charge range, made the charge. And over here in the magic, I don't remember if anything of significance happened. Probably not, except that I did cast the grow. I cast the regrow wounds on my Centaur Chieftain and grew a wound back, which is nice. He threw his bolt thrower at that big monster and did 3 hit him, wounded him, and they did 3 wounds to him. That's fantastic. That thing starts with 6 wounds, so still nasty. I still need to not get charged by him. That's kind of why I was surprised that he put him back like he did, because I was just worried about him charging one of my Gortach. Meanwhile, over here, the Chariot absolutely fails everything, kills a total of 2 Skinks, and the Skinks stick in combat. We go to Saurian Ancients turn 2. So overall, looks like that. His Saurian warriors on the very top right turn around to face my ambushing Wildhorns, and his Skink on the Ancient Torosaur on the left turns to face the other unit of my ambushing Wildhorns. So none of that, all that kind of scares me a little bit. Meanwhile, he takes the Sky Riders, parks in front of my Gortach, and my Minotaurs takes Snake Swarms, and so he just totally blocks up my stuff. So he can turn around and deal with my ambushers without having to deal with everything else. I thought that worked very, very nicely. Yeah, in hindsight, I think I really made a mistake. But as of this point, I don't think it was a mistake. At this point, I think everything was okay. After combat, my Chariot decides to go ahead and beat the Skinks this turn without the help of impact hits. They run. He did not pursue because he did not want to charge face first into the Lord character on the Alpha Carnosaur. So he just reforms. At first, I was thinking that I was going to use him to redirect the Alpha Carnosaur, but then I'm like, well, I've got these Mongrel Raiders that can do the same thing. I can take this Chariot and charge something. So we go to Beastlord's turn 3. And, yeah, so the Centaur Chieftain had a tough call to make. He could have charged the Skink on the Ancient Torosaur. The guy only has, I think he's back up to 4 wounds. Because I think in the magic phase, he's able to heal a wound. So he's got 4 wounds. I've got 4 attacks, strength 7. Odds are I do not kill him. And I was worried that if I don't kill him, he's going to kill me in combat. So I left him alone so he is free to charge the rear of my Wildhorns. And I thought I would just shoot him with my Centaur Chieftain. It was just the best option that I had. Meanwhile, on the right, or then I took 1 unit of these guys in charge of the flank of the Temple Guard, and the other unit I didn't charge the flank. And I'm going to go back up a couple. And the reason I didn't was because they couldn't wheel past the Saurian warriors to get there. So they're just hanging out, and I charged the rear of that Saurian Source Warriors unit with my Chariot. My thinking is he's got a standard and 3 ranks. He's got 4. I've got a charge and a rear. I've got 3. I'll need to win combat by 2 to win it. But I think with impact hits and my attacks, I've got a pretty good chance of doing 2 more wounds to him than he does to me. And if I don't, I still have a real good chance of sticking because I've got leadership and a reroll within 12 inches. So my thinking is I just need to just hold them up so they can't charge that other unit. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to go back one again. This is where I think I made a mistake. My Minotaurs charged the Sky Riders, and then my Gortach charged the Swarms instead of charging the Sky Riders too. And really, I don't know why I did that. If the Gortach charges the Sky Riders, then my Minotaurs and my Gortach all fly forward. I might have been worried that his Alpha Carnosaur Lord might be able to charge past between the Chariot and the Mongrels and charge something, but anyway, I think he's going to be able to do that anyway. Anyway, so it looks like that. And there's that. Yeah, those are dead Sky Riders. So after combat, I did 0 wounds. Let me repeat. I did 0 wounds. It was so frustrating. Yeah, we killed those things, overrun. I was really hoping the Gortach would overrun and hit that other unit, but that wasn't going to happen, so he landed right there. Meanwhile, even though I had a flank charge and he only had 4 Temple Guard attacking, he still just utterly wasted my Wildhorns, and I broke and ran away. So that was unfortunate. And meanwhile, his other dudes won combat. They did 1 wound to me. I did none to him. He turned around to face my guys. And now he's not worried about my other unit charging his guys. He's like, charge away. I mean, yeah, well, I mean, what's there to fear? Yeah, so obviously there's dead Sky Riders there. We got a Saurian Ancients turn 3. So he didn't charge anything with his Lord on the Alpha. I get so confused, these monster names. The Alpha Carnosaur. And I think it's because he could have charged the Chariot, but if he did, then on my turn the Mongrels could have charged the Skinks, and my Minotaurs could have charged his General, and I think I win that. So I think he's just trying to be patient, trying to bide his time. The Minotaurs are kind of blocked in a little bit the way it is now. They can wheel past the Mongrels, but the Chariot's just kind of causing some problems. Meanwhile, if you look at the far left, he parked some Sky Riders directly in front of my Gortach. The Gortach, I would like to be able to charge his Skink Captain on the Ancient Taurosaur. I am in his flank, and so if I could charge the Centaur Chieftain in the flank, the Gortach in his flank, they can overrun into the flank of the Temple Guard, and then have the other Wildhorn unit charge the other side of the Temple Guard, and we might be able to whittle those guys down pretty well. Alternatively, I may not charge the Wildhorns in, because why give up the combat res, and just let my Centaur Chieftain not overrun if we can kill that Taurosaur, and have my Gortach hit the flank of the Temple Guard, and I think he does really well against him in their flank. I think he does just so many wounds that they won't do too many back. Even if they turn to face him next time, he'll do so many wounds that they're never going to do much to him. So I like that a lot. So he parked those Sky Riders in front of me. I'm going to charge them, force a terror test. If they fail, great. If they don't, I'm going to have to charge those stupid things. Meanwhile, this ranked up unit of Skinks beats my Chariot in combat, and my Chariot runs away despite having leadership 10 with a BSB nearby. Okay. Alright, that's great. Now the problem is, this Gortach on the top right can charge those guys, but then he's still blocking my General's unit. And meanwhile, over here, what? I still don't do any wounds to him. This time he only does 1 wound to me, despite having so many more attacks. And I stick. So, okay. So then I just reform him. I basically put him flush against the unit so that my Minotaurs can charge by a little bit easier. We go to Beastlord's turn 4. This is where things are getting a little bit dicey. So on the left, Gortach charges the Sky Riders. They fail the terror test run, and then the Feral Hounds at the top left charge the Sky Riders, charge them right off the board. That's awesome. I pass my redirect test. Even better. I charge the captain on the Taurosaur, and I fail my charge. I rolled a 3. That was really frustrating. My other Gortach charges a Skinks unit, whatever. I scoot my general over a little bit, and I charge the Minotaurs into the front and the Wildhorns into the flank of his Temple Guard, and that's what has me nervous. There's the failed charge. That was very frustrating. The Gortach, by the way, is charging the Weapons Beast, because I think I can just kill him outright and then overrun into that unit. In hindsight, if I don't kill the thing outright and I pursue him, I think I might have gone into that Torosaur. But whatever. This is what has me nervous. It has me nervous because I know he can get a lot of combat res on the Wildhorn unit, but there's no way. I'm striking first. I think he has a 4-up ward save on these guys, and I still don't care. I think I do so many wounds. He just doesn't have a lot of bodies there. It looks like a biggish unit, but that Cuatl Lord takes up 4 spaces. So, I'm going in with 27 attacks, I think. Probably rerolling to hit. I think I just wreck that unit. He'll do some wounds back. I'm going to win. He's going to stick. And then the next round of fighting, I'm going to do some real damage. So all I really need to have happen is not have that guy on the left charge into my Minotaurs. That would be bad. Again, I thought I was going to have that thing dead and have even more stuff in this combat. But even my Centaur Chieftain, I think, has a decent chance of, if not killing it, at least doing a lot of wounds to it and sticking around, assuming my guy lives. After combat, my guy lives. He actually, the Skink Captain on the Torosaur couldn't do a single wound to the Centaur Chieftain, so that's awesome. I couldn't kill him, but I hurt him a little bit. This combat just went beautifully. I just wrecked face. Now, my Minotaurs are going to do so many excess. There's just wounds wasted. They're going to kill the rest of the Temple Guard the next time we fight, and then the Cuatl Lord's going to step up, and I won't be able to fight him until the following round. I'll stomp him, but I won't be able to fight him. Went ahead and turned my Wildhorns around, and they just stuck their butt up against the Cuatl Lord, because I don't care. I don't need them to kill him, and I'm about to get charged from the right from his Source warriors who beat my Chariot, so I didn't want them charging into the rear. So it looks like that. My opponent is obviously very nervous about his Temple Guard unit. He brings his general with his Alpha Carnosaur over, and it's just a little too late. He can't help this time, and I think he loses his general, who is also his BSB, and the Temple Guard unit. And if you look on the left, not my leftmost Gortach, but the one that's fighting the Skinks, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to win that combat, and I'm either going to break him and get out of the way of my general's unit, or I'm going to reform and turn my flank to those guys and get out of my general's unit's way. Either way, my general's unit is going to charge the flank of that Saurian Ancient. Sorry about that. That was a mistake. After combat, yeah, he just wastes the dude. And over here, I can't read that die. I think I've done another wound. Anyway, we're just sticking around there. I'm really surprised at this monster's inability to wound my Centaur Chieftain. I just don't get it. He can't stomp me, and that's a huge thing. He has 4 attacks, so he's hit 4 attacks. He should get 2 hits. He should do 1 wound. Yeah, I don't know why he can't do any wounds to me, but he can't. And over here, yeah, so we killed all of the Temple Guard. They're dead. The Cuatl Lord steps up. During the Initiative 0, we stomp and do a couple wounds to him. I think we can do that. He's infantry. If I'm wrong, let me know. Meanwhile, the Saurian warriors on the right charged in, and they did relatively few wounds to that Wildhorn unit. I mean, what, 3? Yeah, it just wasn't bad. I honestly don't remember if I won combat or lost. Obviously, we all stuck, and now I'm not worried about it. This general's dead on my upcoming turn. Yeah, there's just no way. So, yeah, so the one Gortach that kind of failed to charge last time, he gets into the charge into the Torosaur on the left, and that thing's dead, no doubt about it. This general's going to be dead, no doubt about it. What happens to the Wildhorns and the Saurian warriors, I don't know, but it's pretty much irrelevant. And then another huge thing, obviously, is my general's unit charging into the Saurian warlord on the Torosaur. He's going to issue a challenge, and I'm just going to accept it the champion. My thinking is he's going to kill the champion, do 3 wounds. He's going to have 4. I have a charge, a flank with an extra bonus, 2 banners, and 3 ranks. I have 8. So I just know I charge in, and I know going into it that I'm up by 4. I assume he's leadership 9, so he's going to need 5 with his cold-blooded, but without a reroll. And I'm thinking I'll take my chances. And worst case scenario, if that doesn't work, I'll just chop in bits hopefully next time, or something like that. All a moot point because everything went my way. So yeah, general dies. I reform my Minotaurs. The Wildhorns get beaten in combat and run down, but it just doesn't matter. There's nothing that last unit can do. And even his skink, the only thing he has left is skinks in the top right, and I don't. They can maybe hide. Who knows? Who cares? Ends up being a crushing win for the beast herds. Yeah, I think. I don't know. It was an interesting cat and mouse game, but at the end of the day, I think he just couldn't keep me away from his Temple Guard unit, and I had 2 Gortach, Minotaurs, and my Wildhorn units. I would have taken any of those 4 things into his Temple Guard one-on-one and felt comfortable with it. So really the only thing I was worried about is making sure he didn't get a combo charge with that Alpha Carnosaur or something else, or didn't get a charge and a Gortach by his, his D6 impact hits monster. For the most part, I felt it was a pretty good matchup for me, and things ended up playing out. I think if he had his general in the action, if he found a way to get him in combat, even if he had to take a charge, I think that guy might have been okay. Just because he does so many wounds. And of course the problem is the challenge. He needs to get in there with another of his own units that can deal with the challenge and let him just wreck face. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has a variety of functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like or comment on the video, you can favorite it, you can share it, and of course you can subscribe to the channel. And I encourage you to do any or all of those things as a way of interacting between viewer and producer. As always, I appreciate your patronage on the channel and wish you all the best.